How are you doing and how have you been? My name's Tazastical. This is Cowboy Nation. Let's get to it. Sort of forgot to actually, move the camera and stuff as we begin, but that is just the Tazastical way. Right, party people, what is the plan for this episode? I'm going to hit you all with something. A bit of logic, a bit of story time. Sit down, kick off your socks. If you don't kick off your socks, I'm about to blow them off. Now, we're in a situation at the moment where it can sort of go one or two ways with these bugs and this mech cluster. Now, actually, while I'm doing story time, let's hunt some of these boomalopes, just so we get some food. We're going to cut some wood down. This is all part of the plan, don't worry. But it's better to start off by doing this, and then we can go through story time. So I'm going to change work schedules to make sure we are prioritizing mining, plant cutting, mining. I know some of these cutting the trees down, but we are ignoring that for the time being. Berry bushes we're not too bothered about. There's lots of hunters. Okay. So, party people. Now, we're at a stage in this colony where we can either do like one of two things. Now, we can either stay here, waste resources, and then when it comes to us leaving, we're really in trouble because we have nothing to leave. Now, what I mean by this is we have currently 43 traps, okay? Let's, for argument's sake, say we get rid of this mech cluster with no injuries and we take it out easily, okay? Which it won't be easy, but let's, for argument's sake, we're going to do the maths whether we can actually survive, and we're going to take everything as if everything goes perfectly our way. It obviously won't, but you get what I'm saying. Frigo, when you wake up, I'm going to get Frigo to complete the prosthetic arm, because we will be taking that with us. Spoiler. So, we get rid of this and absolutely no problems. Because unless Cassandra gives us a big raid, they come in here and kill half the numbers, because currently we have, let's go to speed 1 just so I can count. So 40 of them, I'm just going to round up just to make my life a bit easier. 70 of them, 80, 120, Boomalot Revenge. 120, so 200, give or take. Boomalot Revenge, let's just... It's almost alright, yep, cool. We're just hunting to get some food, just in case you weren't aware. So, nearly 200 of them, so... And bear in mind, these mechs have a mech capsule. They do have some unstable power cells, but again, we would need the bugs to bunch up round them to obviously get maximum numbers. So, unless Cassandra is going to throw a raid that is going to dive straight into them, kill half their numbers, which would then reduce it to 100, we would then need these to kill 50, assuming that these then kill 1 a kill, which we're just assuming the best case scenario, obviously, that's not going to happen. We're basically at a point where we need too many things to happen. Now, we could start getting traps up and turrets up. I don't believe we've got much time. Because we're at the point now where they're coming so far into our base. I've played this game before, played this dance before, which then leaves us to the last option. Do we leave? We're very risky at the moment where one little mistake and our whole colony goes. Do we use this? Because looking at our base now, while it's come a long way and we've done a lot of things with it, we're not actually at a stage where we need to, if we left now, it wouldn't be utterly tragic. Do you know what I mean? It wouldn't be great, don't get me wrong, but it wouldn't be utterly tragic. So, we've queued up some cutting of the woods, because wood weighs 0.4 kilograms, while granite block weighs, 1.25, and sandstone, I believe, 1. So if we can take loads of wood with us, we'll take all our animals, although they might end up roaming off when we go, but then we can slaughter them if we need to. Let's go on a speed 3. The mortar turns on in 3.8 days. So really we want to be getting moving before that, and hopefully before, the game potentially... Don't get me wrong, the game could potentially throw us a massive curveball and save us. But the problem is, if we get too many injuries from that mech cluster, being able to kill bugs is just going to be even worse than what it is at the moment. Just making sure the zone is correct there, which it is. And with them mining through here, one mistake and they're in our base and there's not really anything we can say about it. So we're just going to gather some wood, gather some steel, and that's the majority of resources that we're going to take. Now, I hear you guys, because I know I've done this before in a previous Let's Play where you're like, oh, you should take all this or take all this. We basically want to take... I thought that set fire to the door then. It has. We basically want to take enough stuff so when we move, we can get up and going straight away. So stuff like plasteel and stuff like that, while late game is important, at this point is not going to help us if we move. So, currently, how much wood have we got? Okay. I would like a little bit more. The only sad thing is we lose our dryads. However, you guys do correctly say that because we put these... Because I wanted to make this area look really beautiful, but the problem is where all these orange leaves or flowers or whatever they are on the floor, they stop this grass from this tree growing. And then what that allows you to do is, you know, as it says here, so the progress is that here you need a certain amount of this grass to basically keep making these psychic warriors that we've been making. Okay, Rue's doing that. Friggo, what are you doing? I want Friggo to do that so we can get that prosthetic arm done. So I'd like to take some components over. I would like to take some wood over. That is the, you know, the real good thing. Did we actually get solar panels up? No, we didn't research solar panels. So really we're going to want a geothermal generator up, you know, lickety quick. Okay. So we're doing a bit of research, and what are we researching? Tube television. We probably don't have time for solar panels, so let's not worry about it. We've got a bit of wood around here, then that's probably us done, party people, in all honest. We're not going to be able to take too much, and sometimes the caravan system can be a bit fickle and, what's the word? A bit odd to use. So really, what I want is everyone to get well rested, and then we are going to go in the morning. And then set up our new base. And it's the part of Rimworld I always do like, I have to admit, is the initial base building. I'll be honest, we're going to go for something extraordinarily similar to what we have here. However, I think I want to maximise, you know, the bedrooms around the main rooms. I think in an ideal situation, if we could have got this, you know, perhaps here, that would have been a better setup, and then just beds around this main block. So maybe that's something that we're going to look at doing a little bit better. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Because otherwise we're going to just spend all our time making traps, repairing this wall, not getting any progress. And it's just going to be detrimental to the colony. So everyone... Right, Friggo's done the prosthetic arm. That's important. We're not going to do it now. The reason why we're not going to do it now is in case it goes badly. And if it goes badly, then Christoph is sort of out. And we need to move as quick as we can. Christoph, is it time for bed? You don't say you're a night owl. No. Are you fully rested? Sort of. Okay, and today is moving day, so I'll wake up, wait for everyone to get their meals so they're nice and happy, and then we will be moving. In an ideal situation, we would have cloth beds, so that's sort of going to limit us to our full potential of where we can move to, but we don't want to move too far away. And then the next question is where we want to move, because Arctic, why are you trying to get up here, my man? The next question is where we want to move, because we will have to move to the left-hand side of the colony. The reason why I say that is because if we try and leave the left, it's going to try and exit us from this part of the map. Which is the only frustrating thing, because I wish you could just say, oh, go this way. I mean, you can, but it's just very fidgety. Okay, and that's why we hunted them boomerlopes before we went, so we have some food to go with. And then we have the potential to just slaughter a lot of these animals. Mainly the camels, because the cows is going to be a big food source for us. So, hitting the world map, there's a lot to take in this episode. I'm thinking... either here or on the road. The road could be something a little bit different. I mean, here's got large hills and a road. Or we could just go here and limit travel time altogether. Terrain-wise, slate, limestone, sandstone, not great materials. I mean, we're not going to get much. Get granite here. So I think we're going to go on the road. Something a little bit different for us. And then see how we get on with that. Problem is this map was pretty good. I think I might do... I mean, and if people are interested, I can always... Because after every episode, I save it. Just so obviously, you know, when I come back to it, because I don't always able to record in batches. So if people are interested in this save to, like, continue this from this point, and then tell me what you do, just let me know, and I'll make, like, a Dropbox or whatnot. If not, that's absolutely cool. But if you don't look after seedlings and almost, I will cry. Anyway, we are cowboys. We're used to moving, so that's what we will do. Everyone is up. It's about 10 o'clock. We have our caravan hitching spot, which I think just makes it a little bit easier because it ties all the animals to there. We're going to see how fidgety this is. Form caravan. So if we go here, it will take 0.1 days. Now, we're sort of done with the mountains. We're done with the hills. The bugs have beat us. We're going to accept our fate. So we're going to take all our animals. Because at the bare least, we can slaughter them for food when we go. Luckily, it's not going to take too much time. Travel supplies. Let me do this ourselves because we'll take all the food. We won't worry about the berries or the milk. We'll take We'll take just 30 herbal medicine. How many we got? 9... 19. Say 18, because then that's 2 medicine per person. We'll just ration it. We'll take... Is it worth taking hay? I mean, let's take 200. I don't want to take too much. So, we're taking the advanced component. And where are the components, or have they not been hauled? I mean, I'll just leave without them then. The silver, perhaps they were already used to repair something. Bolt action rifle in case we need to range anything. Molotov cocktail. And the breach axe. Do we need that? That's going to be more for Christoph when he gets back on his feet. Yes, because... I want to take all the wood. And then we're going to take a load of steel. So I'm going to take about 400 steel. I'm not going to take this mass all the way to the top. Just because I don't want anything fancy-dancy to happen to the point where we can't. Just the caravan system just confuses me in this game, I'll be honest. I haven't done it enough to learn how to do it effectively, if that makes sense. But sometimes, like, I tell them to caravan, and then for some reason they just get stuck. Right, I think that's what we're going to take. Now, obviously in an ideal world, we'd take vastly different stuff. Like, I'd love to take all the blocks and stuff like that, but it's just not going to happen. That's the problem. Because then we'll start off... The reason why we're taking all the wood is because we'll start off with just one big garrison again, but then branch out rather quickly. So I think this is what we're going to go with. So we've got a bolt action rifle just in case, Molotov cocktails just in case. Not that I think they're going to come into use, but I would rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them. Say that 10 times fast. And a breach axe for when we fix Christoph, fingers crossed, with the prosthetic arm. Now, in an ideal situation, if we had more time, I would perhaps try and get that on him now, but, I mean, the bugs are coming. Okay, cool. So I'm happy with that. We won't take the mass up to the top, just in case there's any problems. We've got 51 meals, which is great. All our people, all our animals. Let's go. Right, it's sad to leave this base behind, but I feel like we've done all we can. But we've learned a lot. Okay, I've got 900 hours in Rimworld. I'm learning. This is a process. Our cowboy nation. The thing is, we started off really aggressive with attacks, really like beating them down. And like you guys said, like there were some fights that I sent all the melee people into one unit and I should have spreaded them out and stuff like that. Stuff like that we're going to get better with, party people. But we move. We've got armour. We've got the right clothing and stuff like that. We're not losing a terrible amount. It looks like it, but we're not. I promise. At this point, I'm trying to convince you. Countdown activator? Oh, because some mechs will drop in. That's going to be awkward. Hopefully we're not going to try and move through that. I don't think the zone has anything to do with it. The problem is when they caravan out, it's when they try and leave. Their pathing is so odd. If I say, like, disallow these doors, because otherwise the problem with where we're trying to go is they're going to try and walk down here. And that's not really good. So let's see. So we're still loading everything at the moment. So let's see when we load stuff what's going to happen. Right, what are we waiting on? So everything's loaded. What are we waiting for? Are we ready? Looks like we're ready. Looks like we're ready. Yes, we're leaving at a good side of the map. Perfect. The only reason why I said that we were going down is because when you look at it, I suppose it is to the right. Yeah. I panicked that we were going to just walk through here. Perfect. So, party people, this is the last time we're going to look at... Friggo, are you coming? No. This is the last time we're going to look at this base, party people. It's been good to us. It has been good to us, but it's now the bug space. So, enjoy. God, I hate bugs. Let's go, party people. The only problem is we're leaving right before night. So, the first night, they might not... Well, they're not going to have... You know, beds and stuff like that. Right, are we there? So we are there. So sadly, before we can split this caravan into two. So sadly, before we can settle and actually come into this map, let's pause the game while I talk. We have to abandon. So bye-bye, base. Very sad. And let's settle here, party people. And I mean, it's part of the story. We're cowboys. We're traveling. If we have to move, we move. Right. The first thing I want to know is where is that enema tree? We've got ancient danger. Nice little road, which gives it a little bit of inch. Oh, look at that. Right next to a steam geyser. Not too shabby, not too shabby. Camels on the map. Nice. Lots of fertile grass, or some fertile grass. Another steam geyser. So we're basically settling. Okay, it's not terrible. Not terrible. It's pretty good. I see very flat. Another ancient danger, which is cool because it gives us room to get perhaps rich resources and stuff like that. So the question is, where are we going to put? So I believe we should probably start building here. Would probably make the best sense because we can't grow on the grass anyway. However, then there's the argument that it would be great to get the daffodils up straight away. So if I build here, so let's go by like 11 by 11. Okay. We're going to go zone, growing zone. The problem is, what did I do? Yeah, so the first day we should really worry about just getting 50. We're not going to have enough wood, are we? So is that about 50 a pop? 55 a pop. How much wood do we actually have with us? 50, 100, 150. So yeah, we do have just enough, so that's fine. Don't want to waste all our wood, but at the same time. So let's just go wooden door there, wooden door there. I fixed this so the doors can actually go in the middle now. That's why I wanted to move base really, so I could make it all a bit more pleasurable. Right, and then we're literally going to grow in here. Where are they? Is it dandelions or daylilions? Beauty is 4 on dandelions. And the daylilies, beauty's 18. So we want to basically make the daylilies in here. There we go. Where's it gone? So we need to try and be efficient, especially at the start. I always find the start of games is the most important. So we've got that in. We're probably not going to get time, looking at the time now, to get much else up. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So then hopefully we can get that. We will have to alter work schedules. I just wish there was a button right here where it basically just gets rid of all this straight away. Just so I don't have to worry about, like resetting everyone. Does that make sense? Maybe not. Because there's some people, like Regina, that then's not going to do anything. Because you're not even a hauler or anything. That's disgusting. I mean, you're going to be a grower and a plant cutter then to help out, which then means hands can focus on mining. Perfect. Okay, so we got 2 miners, 2 growers, 2 constructors. Take clean down to 4, so we make sure we're hauling. And then that should be good. And obviously Christopher's not going to do anything. Then we will put a... So is this where we're going to have our main bit? So then bedrooms will probably come down here. So then where do we want to put our stockpile, I suppose, is the question. Probably just straight off it. So we'll do another 11 by 11. Probably won't roof that on day 1, but day 2, that will be our priority. We do have 51 meals, so we should do well. The animals we'll worry about probably tomorrow, but it's going to be a bit awkward. Luckily, we've got some really fertile grass if I click this. So that would be really great for perhaps having our animal pen round. And we've got anima tree right there as well, which is perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I could actually put the meditation spots around here now. Not that it matters too much, but just to get them round there sooner rather than later, just to remind us. And then I think that's a good start. We will probably need to queue up. So because we've got 2 constructors, that full-time constructors, it would actually be great. So Frigga, I'm actually going to put you on plant cut 1 and then mining. Now the reason why I'm going to do that is because we're going to get quite wood heavy here. Because I don't want to get to the state where we're wasting too much steel. Now wood is sparse, that is sure. But I think there's enough wood here that we can get the bedroom and everything up with wood, then the stockpile up with wood, and then get block making up is the plan. Whether that, holds up, I'm not sure. And then there's some components so we can get geothermal generator up as quick as possible. Is that going to... No, it's just out of range. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so we've strategized, party people. I'm trying to be better. We are cowboys after all. We've got to wing a bit of it. Let's go on speed 1. Let's make sure everyone's doing what they need to do. And then let's go from there. So yeah, so you're going to plant cart. Friggo's just chilling. Friggo, what is your job in the colony? Because day 1, my man, we need to make sure we are rocking it. And while I can appreciate people want to go to bed, you're going to meditate. Are you a constructor? Nope. So Almost and Rue. Rue's going to build and Almost is going to cut a tree. Hans is going to sow. Okay, Christoph's got the plague. I mean, Christoph, at this point, can you Christoph away from us? Might die from the plague, to be fair, and in all honesty, wouldn't be the worst thing to happen. Sorry, Christoph. Haven't really got any medicine to be able to do much with him. Friggo, no. Who's our best? Jenkins. So we'll tend to him pretty quick, but with low medicine and stuff like that, we're only going to be able to do so much. No, I am going to get the constructors to keep going. Just to push them a little bit hard. We just keep an eye on the moods and everything. Moods are fairly high. I think it's just the timing where we left is sort of our downside at the moment. No, I thought I was holding left shift and I was just holding control. I'm just going to check my recording because just pressing some weird buttons there. We're all good in the hood, party people. Yeah, I thought I was holding down left shift and I was holding like left control. Because left shift just allows you to then queue up tasks that you can see down here. So he's queued up 4+ tasks. I want to get this up on day 1. Which I understand it's midnight. But actually, if we can do this, it means day 2 can be a lot more progressive. So already The only problem that we've had is if we could have left at an appropriate time. But I mean, we set everything up in the morning. Sometimes it's just the way the cookie crumbles. That sort of is what it is. But we're getting both the constructors to do this. So if this is ready to be constructed, let's get this up. Cam keeping an eye on moods. To be fair, their moods are pretty high. Sorry, party people, it's extraordinarily hot where I am, so I will have to pause for some beverage breaks. And then in the morning, what do we need to do? So we need to be cutting more trees. Make sure I don't cut that. Is there any way to select this? Wish there was a way to select this to be like never cut. Can I forbid? No. Okay, so we're cutting that down. So today's an important day. So what I am now going to do, because we're going to take everything like nice and slow, just to make sure we're getting everything done. Now the sleeping spots are, are going to grow older rather quickly. However, let's get a table up. We're building everything out of wood. We need 9 seats, but I will just put the 10 in. And then we will just put a little torch. We're just going to be realistic with what we can build early on, rather than trying to rush too quickly. Moods are, going to be a little bit of a problem. We're having a party, so actually that's really good timing, really good timing. Recreation variety. So we will just put a hoopscotch ring at the time being. That will be fine. We're all having a party because we're loving life. We're in a little bit of a rush because I don't want to lose the cows that we have and stuff like that. The cows in particular would be great if we could keep them. But the next... I want to get that up. I've got so many things to focus on. Christoph's Plague. Immunity's actually winning. Perfect. Okay, Geothermal Power is something that we are going to aim for pretty quickly. I want to get this stockpile zone up. We've still got the mills where we're okay. We can get a makeshift kitchen going. That's no problem. How's the beauty in here? Pretty banging. There we go. The roof's gone up. Love it. 200 odd wood, so we might be able to get all the table, the lamp up and everything like that. We're going strong. Talking very fast. I'm very excited. I love early game. And if we can get this early move off to its success early on, we're actually going to be laughing because it's going to put us in such a good stead. There we go. Table up, roofed up. Now the next move is to get the stockpile up. Missing the corners. The corners don't really affect too much. Just saves a bit of time. We'll get 2 doors in here as well, just so we can exit and enter pretty quickly. Then after this, if we can get this up straight away, that'd be absolutely amazing. Then tomorrow, we're going to get the animal pen. And then it's a question of where we want the animal pen. This is getting up really quickly. If this gets up tonight, I will be a very happy bunny. Okay, I think we've run out of wood, which is fine. We always knew that was going to happen. We're just doing wood for the time being. Because it's a cheap resource. I don't want to waste steel because the... Whoa. I love that warning. Oh God, please don't cut that down, Tazastical. Right, but it's the same... It's a similar start from the last cowboy routine. However, I feel like we've got stuff up extraordinarily quicker. And we have the research advantage, which is, really, really nice. So tomorrow we'll get the stockpile up. We have got steel to get the geothermal power, geothermal generator up, but I don't want to rush it. Now I know getting it up straight away will be really, really important, but we don't want to rush too quickly and miss other things. Okay. Actually, I don't need to pause it. Heatwave, not what we need. But we will get 2 passive coolers in here. I don't know if we have the wood around to do it. How much do they need each? 50. So we get 1 up, which is better than none, I suppose. And then the other thing that we need to do is get the growing zones because, as always with our ideology, we are not allowed to sow plants. Or if we sow a human food plant, we get a -4. And I do play... when I play Rimworld, I try and play into what we're doing. So because we're cowboys, we could sow plants and get that -4 and tank it. But then I feel like we're cheating the idea of what we are doing. And there would be a mutiny on my hands, party people. So we just can't do it. We can't do it. Okay. Very, very strong start. I think it is. People probably argue, but I think it's not bad. It's not bad. I think we'll do the animal stuff over there, but it would be nice to actually do it over the fertile grass, just so then the hay does grow a little bit quicker. And it is another day. They go thick and fast when you're trying to get everything sorted. We don't have defences, although the attack shouldn't be massive coming at us, considering we've just moved. Christoph, how are you doing? Okay. To be fair, he's as useful here as what he normally is, so they're harvesting the berries. Perfect. More wood is coming down. We need to get that other passive cooler up. Lovely. And the stockpile should go up once they cut these trees. Calf has started to roam away. That's fine. We're going as quick as we can. We will need a torch in here. I can't remember. There we go. Torch in here. That's absolutely fine. Build that torch. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Cut that tree. Or cactus. Cacti. Okay. Very, very strong. So, the next thing that we need to do is probably build the animal pen. Probably needs to go over here. That makes the most sense. I don't want it too close. I'm just going to put a little planning around here just so I can see this initial zone, because anything in here is going to be affected, and I don't know if it slows down the growth of the grass, but either way there's no point messing with it. So there we go. At least then we can see it properly. And then we'll have a little 2x2 gap. And then this can be our animal pen. I'm hoping the fertile grass that we put on it'll mean we'll be able to do a slightly smaller animal thing to what we've been known to do. So we'll do something like that. And then we'll have their little house, or whatever you want to call it, here. And that should be good enough to begin with. Now this is going to take another load of resources, which is fine. Fences actually only take 1 wood, which is actually pretty good, pretty good. Alright, then we'll do the walls. What resources have we got for animal flaps? Nothing. Interesting. Where's the sign? So there's the pen marker goes in there. We delete just like 3 of them. Floor, nope. Furniture. Animal sleeping spot. Mainly for our cows, but obviously if we have enough time, we'll get our camels back in and everything as well. And then we just need some gates. Now, because we've got... I don't know the best place to put the gates. I'll just put one there. Put one there. One there. One there, I guess. Okay. We're going really slow. We're just making sure we can do everything. We're going to have to attack these to destroy them. But let's just set up the growing zones. I think we just do one big one there that we will then set up for hay grass. And then we will set up one here where we will then do dandelions. Now, if we have a look at here, so dandelions, they give a little bit of beauty, which is nice as well. Nutrition is only 0.25, where hay grass is 0.3. Doesn't give any beauty, so I mean that's something. So there we go. That's all started. So then the majority of our colonists should kick on with that. We will need to then queue order some more wood. Now, I can appreciate some people are going to say, stop making stuff out of wood. However, it's a very cheap resource. Yes, it's time consuming doing it like this, but it's a cheap resource and means we don't have to waste steel, because otherwise we would have to mine steel and use that. I don't want to waste steel by doing that. That's my logic. Whether that sounds logic or not, we can argue about that, but at least there has been logic to the thinking. A dumping zone here, which is literally just going to be clear all, and then it's going to be all the chunks. So we've got our pen, but it's not enclosed yet. The growing zones are going up. We have got some hay, so what I probably will do is go stockpile in here. I know the calves clear all. Hay, and I will put critical. So hay will be stored in here for all the food and whatnot. And then we will build a roof area over here. We are in heatwave territory that we haven't really addressed. Luckily, actually, indoors it's 25 degrees, so their bedroom, it's not having too many problems. That's a good... yeah, very, very good. Very, very good. Meal situation is low, though. So we might have to address that in the morning. We're getting to the point where we're going to get the geothermal generator on, because then what we will do is we'll basically skip that part, like on the early game where you get a fuel generator. And that's the good thing about moving. You know, we've had all that research that we've done, we've moved home, then we're able to like jump on the back of some of that progress that we've already made. This room will probably... Problem is, it's a vast room to like cool, to like freeze as well as stockpile, but we'll have to think on that. Good first episode. Yeah, it's not too bad, not too bad. If we can get the animal pen up, I'll feel very excited, I have to admit, because then we're going to jump onto the geothermal generator. We are neglecting Christoph. How are you doing? You're fine. Okay, we'll probably wait until we've got a bed to use the prosthetic arm, just because I really don't want that to go well. However, you do have a leg cut off. Saying that, we don't need you to do anything yet, so... Alright, the pen is nearly enclosed. I will then haul all these chunks. So we've actually got a variety of chunks on our map. Luckily, the beauty in our bedroom is offset by all these daylilies, which is actually really good. Alright, the pen is back in business. There's two animals that are, yep, they're getting roped now. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I love the feel that we're right next to this road. It does give it like the little cowboy feel, I have to admit. The cow is pregnant, lovely. So now what we need to do is start focusing on getting electric up. So then we can get the stoves up and whatnot. Just seeing if there's any steel that's immediately close. All this is steel. So let's, first of all, I'll make sure there's not a roof or anything, and then that would be funny. Like, after all this, then the roof collapses and kills us all. I mean, it probably is not funny when I say it out loud. Deconstruct all the steel. I'm just clicking, that's marble. I don't want marble, game, come on. Just want a little bit of cheeky steel. Because that's a quick way, easy way to get steel. Lovely. I ain't got much steel around us. Some down here. Some down here. So the constructors are going. But luckily, we have actually the steel that we took from our last place to be able to get the geothermal generator. We just need the components, which we should have after we mine this. So we'll continue the hardcore effectiveness just to make sure we go strong in the next episode. However, very good party, people. Very strong opening. You know, the only thing we can argue, we have no defences, but I feel like with what we've got up so far, we are onto a winner. So I hope you're excited for the move. The Cowboy Nation is on the move. The Cowboy Nation is going strong. If you got to this part of the video, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. Now catch you next time, party people. Bye.